Welcome. I really welcome you to this incredible show. I am Dr. Angelika Christie, your host of the show, Your Radiant Life After 45. I share with you skills for healthy, happy, and wealthy women and how to bring this about. I show you how to design and enjoy your most radiant life after 45. How? By conscious and intelligent choice. With over 25 years of professional expertise as a naturopath specializing in healthy aging and as a lifestyle and relationship coach, together with my vast personal life experience, I give you all of me. So if this sounds good to you, be my guest here every week on Saturdays and at this time of the day. Yes, yes. So let's begin. What I want to share with you today is a little bit of an overview of what my show is all about. And also what is really, really important for women after 45. There are 5 skills that I would like to share with you. But before I do this, I want to introduce myself. Who am I? And you would probably hear this already on my accent. I am not American or from the UK. My mother language is not English or American. So you forgive me when sometimes I may sound a little strange to you or I don't get the right word, but I am actually in English-speaking country for over 40 years. So it shouldn't be all so bad. I actually come from an old aristocratic family in Germany. And about 42 years ago, I fell in love with a Bahamian man and I followed him, even though I was already married in Germany and had 3 children. But this power was so strong. I knew that it was destiny and I had to follow him. So this became really my very up and down and intense life. At this time, I was already 36 and had 3 children, as I said. So I started a new life in the Bahamas and believing that I was the star in my own fairy tale. I mean, my family and all of my friends thought I was out of my mind. I could not actually really do this, leave all of the security and all my life and my family behind in Germany. Well, I took my oldest son and the others followed later. But how could I do this? Move to the Bahamas? Isn't that just beach and ocean? No, there is so much more to it. But, this is when sometimes your life starts to shift in a way that you did not foresee. But something important and powerful happened in your life and it changed everything. And this is how my life was changed. From being in a very strict, I would say the whole, while Germany is very free in a way because it's a free-loving country. I know in the United States you'll sometimes say it's a socialist country, but I must say, even though we have a wonderful and very strong social network and security, there is a class system still as well, and especially back then. And coming from an aristocratic family, there was some kind of etiquette and manners that were expected. And moving to the Bahamas, to such a free country where everything is about nature and being yourself and island rhythm and music, and it's just almost the opposite. And everybody calls you darling and sweetheart. And so it was quite a change for me. But make a long story short, after 10 years being married to my soulmate and having 2 children with him, beautiful, beautiful children, I felt that I was living the life of my husband and not my own. So I felt suffocated. And I felt I was dying emotionally, mentally, and I got quite skinny and physically dying because I wanted him to be behind me and allow me to be myself. But somehow the whole setup in the Bahamas, which is very much of a patriarchal society, is that the woman is lower than the man. The woman takes also the name of her husband, not only legally, but I was only called Mrs. Branford Christie, not my name, Angelika von Canal. I lost my identity, make a long story short. And it was very, very painful for me. But I could not stay. And I left my soulmate after 10 years of marriage, which was horrific in a way. But and then again, a long story, make it very short. After 10 years of being apart and growing and really understanding what brought us together, our core values, and after I grew into my own, I was ready to get back into the life of my divorced husband, but also bring my family back together. So after 10 years, we remarried in Venice, Italy, and live happily ever after. Now, relationship is something that I believe your entire life is relationship. It's about relationships. And of course, it starts with the relationship you have with yourself. And after I really understood this, that I was secure in myself and I knew what I wanted to do. And I did not ask for permission anymore, but I knew how to stand in my power, and I knew how to do it in a loving way. Well, during that time, I also became, the 10 years, I became a naturopathic doctor, specializing in women's healthy aging, and a relationship coach. So I started to understand a lot about relationship dynamics and what is needed, and in order to really make a relationship work. And all of that, of course, helped and is still helping me today. So I wanted to tell you all of this so that you know a little bit more about me, who I am, and also what my show is all going, the whole show, not just the episodes, but it really spans over the entire spectrum of physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, but it goes into what is really important for the woman who gets a little bit older, because that's who I want to really help. And I have experienced this myself. I mean, I'm 75 now, can you believe it? But I have kept myself quite agile and healthy and engaged. And I have not only 5 children, but 10 grandchildren. So my activity between being a grandmother, while they called me Nana, being the best mother and support for my children, and also support for my husband, who has not changed, but he is beautiful because he lets me be me, and now is proud of me. Even after I took my full name on again, I know here out of, to make it easier, it's Angelika Christie, but my full name is Baroness Angelika von Canal Christie. That's a mouthful, I know. But when it's important, I stand in that, because this is who I am. And I would actually suggest that every woman who gets married will keep their maiden name. They can put their married name at the end. That's fine. But there is something about, I believe so much in frequency. There is something about the frequency of your name, of your original name, of the name that you had or were given after your birth. And that is a signature. It's a frequency that you should take advantage of. And there is so much more to say about that. And maybe in one of the episodes, we will go a little bit deeper into this. But let me share with you 5 skills that I want to start actually with that. Because the first skill is really the skill of clarity, of what you want. And especially in the second part of your life, because in the first part of your life, and that may go all the way until 40 and a little bit after, it's all about to fit into the world, to achieve what is expected of you or what you want to achieve. And for women, it's so much about being in service of others, of your family, of your husband, if you are married. Do what society expects of you. But the second part of your life, it's really about you. And so many women, 40 and over, really come to this point in their life where they say, what is my life all about? Who am I beyond being a mother and the wife, and having all of these, wearing all of these hats? Because that's when the journey into your true being becomes more and more important. Okay, so that's why clarity, I believe, is one of the first attributes that you need to pay attention to. The second one is the skill of courage. Because when you're unsure, when you have something that's laid out for you, you just follow this. But all of a sudden, it's about you. And you feel that you have no outside guidance anymore. So now you need to rely on yourself. So it takes courage to trust yourself. It takes courage to break through your anxieties and understand who you are and what you are all about. And then comes the skill of commitment to your highest self-potential above all others, so that now you really feel and lean into who you are, what you want. What is it that, because you have a purpose beyond being a mother and all the other hats that you are wearing, you have a definite purpose in your life that sometimes doesn't kick in after you have already ticked off, so to speak, all of the other jobs or identities almost that you moved into and fulfilled with such excellence. And with that, of course, comes the skill of attracting the relationships that support you and that bring you joy. So I believe that everything in life is about relationships. And when you develop the relationship with yourself properly and understand that self-love is not selfish, but self-healing, and really embrace your whole being. Like I heard once, and I found this so profound, your broken hallelujah and your holy hallelujah. We are divine beings, and we have our shadow sides, we have our challenges. So we have our broken hallelujah, and we have our divine hallelujah. We have all of this within us. And so in order to really understand all of you, you need to embrace it all. And after that comes really the skill and the discipline to stay there, to bring your body, your mind, and your spirit into alignment. And I believe this is done through, many say, meditation, and meditation is important. And also your body fitness. Your body is this miracle of vehicle that your soul incarnated into, and you have full and total authority and power over this incredible instrument of your physical body that listens to you, at every moment, at every microsecond, and takes your command. Whatever you think, whatever you believe, your body somehow manifests. So if you don't exercise, if you don't do what your body naturally needs, then your body will go into a state of sleep, because we are also biologically, we are also mammals. It's just like the bear who goes in its cave and rests. Everything turns down in his body into a state of non-activity, preservation, and only survival. No activity anymore, no mental activity, no physical activity, nothing. So I believe in order to keep our creativity, our intellect, our spiritual brilliance, our connection, all of this needs to be healthy and active, and it needs a healthy body in order to function properly. Okay, and I want to just say something about meditation, because for Buddhists, meditation is primarily an act of letting go of attachments and desires. So the Buddha said that all suffering comes from desires, and letting go of desire ends the suffering. Well, we don't sit on the mountaintop, okay? This is all fine and good if you're a monk and meditating in a monastery and praying and contemplating and burning incense most of the day. You and I, who live in the modern world, need a different kind of meditation. That's my belief. A meditation which makes you aware of and enhances your personal power. The meditation that amplifies your strength, your ability to know beyond what your eyes can see and your ears can hear, and so that you can experience yourself beyond your five senses that are solely there in order to give you information. So meditation that enhances your physical health, your beauty, and even your charisma, yet all of that and more is what is really dedicated. It's really not a big dedicated time that you need this. Start with, if you have never meditated before, and if you find meditation just triggers your monkey mind, don't force yourself to sit in silence or with anything for 15 minutes or so. Just do some deep breathing for 2 minutes and then go from there. But we will talk a little bit more about different kind of meditations. For example, my meditation, because for me, my mind is very, very active. So for me, it's not very good to sit in silence, but I have the joy and opportunity to live right on the most beautiful ocean. So it takes me 2 minutes down to get to this beautiful beach, and I do a walking meditation every morning. Sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes half an hour, sometimes an hour or more. And I always take my little dictaphone or recorder with me, because I get divine insights as well. So my meditation usually starts with just connecting with the divine within me, and the 5 elements or the 4 elements, the ocean, the air, the fire of the sun, the earth. So I bring all of this in, and then I feel whole. And from there, I feel just that I'm so blessed, and I allow to come whatever the divine spirit, God, however you want to call, that which you are the child of and part of. So allow this to be fused into you. And then I just start a deep listening, just listening while I walk, almost like in, I don't know that I really walk. Well, sometimes I have to look down because there are some little stones sometimes. And I stepped into a bee 3 times. That was a little painful. And I said, okay, this has to teach me something. It has to be there for something good. And I found the good. So you need a meditation practice, any that is effective for you and that you enjoy, so that you receive really the greatest results while aligning your physical body with the infinite power of your spiritual, of your soul, of that which you cannot really explain, but that infuses and gives you the universal life force energy for everything in your life. So I actually have a meditation that I have a link in my bio that I would like for you to look at and download. It's the inner, I call it your inner hero meditation, because I had an epiphany a couple of years ago when I was at the point in my life where I needed an answer, where I had a lot of challenges and I needed a definite answer. And I went on my beach walk, but without having slept the night before. I was in a state of desperation and highly, how do you call this? When you're super sensitive and super emotional. So I cried out to God. I said, give me a sign. I stated what my problem was, or what I needed to know an answer to. And I said this, give me a sign, or I want to, or strike me and I want to be dead right here, right now. I want a sign. What is it that you want me to do? And then I felt as if a dagger, a blade of steel entered my heart, and it was so painful. And yet I thought, okay, so am I going to die now? But then all of a sudden, there was this incredible lightness, as if everything was lifted from me. And I felt this energy coming from the top into my entire body. Total calmness, total, almost like heavenly joy. And I cried. I mean, it was so powerful that my knees gave out. So I dropped into the sand, and while I was down there, I just felt something coming out of the inside and into my inner eye. And there were two horses. I didn't quite understand it in the beginning, but it was definitely a black stallion, like a battle horse. And it was another horse. There were two, and the other one was like a Pegasus, with silver wings, silver white wings, most beautiful. The other, one strong and the other so beautiful, so feminine. And an inner voice told me that this is my inner hero, that this represents my soul. And so it was just, I just knew that if I needed the strength and the power to do something where I felt my own resistance, or I didn't have the courage. If I needed that power, I could come up with that inner vision again, could call on that part of my soul. And if I needed healing or needed to be lifted into a sphere of higher perception and vision, I could call upon that part of my soul, my inner hero that represents the Pegasus, the healing, the wide-winged, beautiful horse. So this is when I created the inner hero meditation. And my life changed tremendously after that experience. It was one of the greatest epiphanies I had in my life. And I want you to have that experience maybe as well. If you have to get your inner hero, it may not be the horses that I saw, but each of you has a representative, a visual, or a feeling of something that you can notice, that you can connect with, that incredible wisdom of your soul as a representative. I call it your inner hero. And if you want to go through that meditation, please do so, because it's right there in my bio. And my goodness, we only have another 3 minutes here. So maybe the next time I will speak about body fitness, because I believe we forget about it because we became so sedentary. We have so many sitting down occupations. And even with all of the entertainment we have today, we do most of it sitting down. And so our bodies are not really in their best shapes because we are too sedentary. So I will share with you things that doesn't take a lot of time, and it doesn't take you to go into the gym either. But you have everything you need to keep your body in maximum health. You can do everything in your home with yourself. Of course, going out into the fresh air is a must. If you cannot go out, you have to open the window, because your breathing is a big part of keeping yourself healthy and your body strong. Your brain needs oxygen. And we'll also talk more about the needs of your brain, because as we age, Alzheimer's disease, dementia is just skyrocketing. And I believe that it has a lot to do, and I'm studying a lot of this now. I'm reading many scientific studies about this. And there is a lot of misinformation, like so much. There is so much misinformation in what you believe you should eat, or what you believe you should do. Most of it is because it's fed to us, and it's through an avenue that profits from following what is recommended. But our diet today the American diet is horrible. World diet, most of it has adopted to it, because the big companies have sent all of their products all over the world. And other things. So we have to be very careful. And I will speak more about this when we see each other again next Saturday. This went so fast. So there is so much to say about this. But yeah. This is all the time I have now. I enjoyed having you here with me, and thank you for spending your precious time with me. And if you find what I shared with you today valuable, mark your calendar for the next week, okay? Same day, same time. And if you want to discover more, get in touch with me. I will give you all of me. And this is what I have for you today. Okay.